What if I told you there's a single food that could help bring back leg strength, especially if you're over 60, and it works its magic while you sleep? I know it sounds a little like science fiction, doesn't it? But the research is very real. So let's dive right in. So, yeah, that's the big question right out of the gate. Is this really possible? Look, we're not just talking about some hopeful theory here. We're talking about a pretty recent scientific discovery that is completely changing how we think about muscle health after 60. And get this, the research zeroes in on this specific time frame, just 12 hours. We're not talking about weeks or months of effort. A 2021 clinical study pointed to really significant changes in this incredibly short window of time. So what did they find? Let's look at the exact words from the study itself. This right here, this is the key. The study found that older adults showed improved muscle activation overnight, but the part that really should make you sit up and listen is this phrase, without exercise. This is about a biological process, something that works completely on its own, separate from your workout routine. So what's the core problem we're even trying to solve here? Well, think of it like a radio signal. You know, when we're younger, the signal from our brain to our muscles, it's crystal clear. But as we get older, that signal can get fuzzy, filled with static. The foods we're about to talk about, they act like a signal booster, clearing up that static and helping your muscles hear the message to repair and get stronger again. All right, so how do we start clearing up that static? It begins with our first food on the countdown. Coming in at number 5, we've got Greek yogurt. And this is just a fantastic foundation for rebuilding that whole muscle communication system. Now, to really get why Greek yogurt works so well, we need to understand this one term, anabolic resistance. It's basically the scientific reason why after 60, just eating a bunch of protein isn't always enough. Your muscles, they kind of get deaf to its message. Greek yogurt is one of the things that helps cut right through that static. And the results? I mean, they're pretty stunning. A study from Tufts University found that seniors who ate Greek yogurt every day improved their lower body strength by a whopping 16% over 12 weeks, compared to the group that didn't. That's a huge, measurable difference in everyday things, like getting up from a chair or just walking with more confidence. So how do you actually put this into practice? It's really simple. You're looking at about 3/4 to a full cup of plain Greek yogurt, and try eating it on its own, either in the morning or the evening. That helps your body absorb all those key amino acids as efficiently as possible. Okay, so Greek yogurt helps clear the communication lines. Our next food, at number 4, is all about providing the fuel to power the entire system. And for that, we're talking about lentils. You see, lentils are this powerhouse because of the combination they offer. Of course, you get protein, but you also get magnesium, which is crucial for that nerve-to-muscle communication we talked about, and iron from muscle efficiency. And you know that feeling of leg fatigue? Well, that's often a lack of sustained energy. The slow-release carbs in lentils help prevent that, so you just feel stronger for longer. Coming in at number 3, we have a true powerhouse, eggs. And we're going to focus on how they help reawaken what are called your fast-twitch muscle fibers. Think of these as your emergency muscles. They're the ones that fire instantly to catch you if you trip. They're what can prevent a little stumble from becoming a serious fall. Now, this is a really crucial point from a University of Illinois study. It's not just about the protein. The study found that whole eggs triggered way more muscle protein synthesis than just egg whites alone. It turns out the nutrients in the yolk act like these key activators for those muscle-building pathways. For the best results, you want to aim for 2 whole eggs. And if you can, prepare them soft-boiled or poached to protect all those delicate nutrients in the yolk. And here's a little pro tip. Try to eat them after some light activity like a walk or doing chores. Why? Because that's when your muscles are like sponges, just ready to soak up those amino acids and put them to work right away. Our number 2 food, salmon, really marks a turning point on our list. It doesn't just add building blocks. It works by removing an invisible barrier that could be holding your strength back, no matter how much protein you're eating. And that invisible barrier, it's something called chronic low-grade inflammation. Think of it as more of that static or background noise in your system. It actively interferes with your muscles' ability to repair themselves and respond. While salmon, because it's so rich in omega-3s, directly helps to quiet that inflammation down. And when you reduce that inflammation, the results can be really dramatic. A 2021 Norwegian study found that seniors who boosted their omega-3 intake saw up to a 20% increase in leg strength. I mean, that is a massive improvement, and it comes from simply quieting that internal noise. And that brings us to the top of our list, the number 1 food, the one that ties all the way back to that incredible overnight promise we started with. The food that the research shows can actually help activate leg strength while you sleep. And here it is, cottage cheese eaten before bed. It might sound almost too simple, but the science behind why this works is truly remarkable. It's all about taking advantage of your body's natural nightly repair cycle in a way that almost nothing else can. This quote from that 2021 study, honestly, it's just astounding. Overnight, muscle-building signals were reactivated to levels normally seen in much younger adults. Just think about that for a second. It's not just about building muscle. It's about reactivating the signals to the level of a much younger person. It's almost like turning back the biological clock on how your muscles communicate. So how in the world does this work? Okay, so normally, overnight, your body breaks down a little bit of muscle tissue to use for energy. But the slow-digesting protein in cottage cheese, called casein, it acts like a time-release capsule. It just drips those amino acids into your system all night long. So this flips what is normally a breakdown state into a full-blown repair and build state. And the plan for this couldn't be simpler. It's just half a cup of plain cottage cheese about 30 to 60 minutes before you go to sleep. The magic isn't in eating a huge amount, it's in the consistency, telling your body every single night, okay, it's time to rebuild. So if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's this. This is a complete shift in thinking. The incredible results aren't from just eating more protein in general, but from delivering the right kind of protein at the exact biological moment your body is primed to use it for repair. So to put it all together, these foods give your body the premium building materials and the crystal clear instructions to rebuild muscle. That's the first and, honestly, the most powerful step. The very next step is to put those newly repaired muscles to work with the right kind of movement, teaching them how to be strong and efficient again. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. After seeing the science behind these incredibly simple foods, what is the very first step you're going to take toward renewed strength? Whether it's adding some Greek yogurt to your breakfast or maybe trying that cottage cheese tonight, every single small step forward is a victory.